Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell is an English actor known for his boisterous and sometimes villainous roles. He trained as an actor at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. Throughout a career spanning over 50 years, McDowell has played varied film roles across different genres as a character actor. He is perhaps best known for the controversial roles of Alex DeLarge in Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange, the title character in Tinto Brass Caligula, and Mick Travis in Lindsay Anderson's trilogy of If, Oh Lucky Man, and Britannia Hospital. He is also known for his work in Cat People, Star Trek Generations, Tank Girl, the 2007 remake of Halloween, and its 2009 sequel Halloween 2: Easy A, and The Artist. McDowell has had recurring roles on numerous television series such as Entourage, Heroes, and The Mentalist, and is currently starring in Mozart in the Jungle on Amazon Video. He narrated the documentary The Complete Beatles and in recent years has become a prolific voice actor in films, television series, and video games such as God of War 3 and Call of Duty: Black Ops 3. He received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2012. Early life. McDowell was born Malcolm John Taylor in Horsforth in the West Riding of Yorkshire. He is the son of Edna, a hotelier, and Charles Taylor, a publican, and was the middle of three siblings with two sisters, Gloria and Judy. His family later moved to Bridlington since his father was stationed at the nearby RAF Carnaby with the Royal Air Force. He grew up in Liverpool and worked in Planters Nut Factory in Aintree, and in his father's pub in Bursker, Lancashire. He is a huge fan of Premier League football team Liverpool, and spent much of his boyhood on the Kop. McDowell trained as an actor at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. Career. While enrolled in Cannock House School, McDowell began taking acting classes, and eventually secured work as an extra with the Royal Shakespeare Company. He made his film debut as school rebel Mick Travis in If, by British director Lindsay Anderson. This was followed by Figures in a Landscape and The Raging Moon. His performance in If caught the attention of Stanley Kubrick, who cast McDowell as the lead in A Clockwork Orange, adapted from the novel by Anthony Burgess. He won great acclaim as Alex DeLarge, a young hoodlum brainwashed by the British government in a dystopian future. He worked with Anderson again for Oh Lucky Man, which was inspired by McDowell's experience working as a coffee salesman and Britannia Hospital. McDowell regularly turned up on British television productions in the 1970s in adaptations of theatre classics, one example being with Laurence Olivier in The Collection. As part of the series Laurence Olivier Presents, he starred in Aces High, and co-starred in Voyage of the Damned, and as Dawnford Yates' gentleman hero Richard Chandos in She Fell Among Thieves. He made his Hollywood debut as H.G. Wells in Time After Time. He often portrayed antagonists in the late 1970s and 1980s, including the title character in Caligula. He later remarked upon his career playing film villains, "I suppose I'm primarily known for that. But in fact that would only be half of my career if I was to top it all up." In his biography, Anthony Burgess, a Life author Roger Lewis commented on McDowell's later career. His pretty boy looks faded, and he was condemned to playing villains in straight-to-video films that turn up on Channel 5. McDowell appeared in the action film Blue Thunder as F.E. Cochran, and the horror remake Cat People. In 1983 he starred in Get Crazy as Reggie Wanker, a parody of Mick Jagger. Also in 1983, McDowell starred as the wolf in Fairy Tale Theatre's rendition of Little Red Riding Hood. In 1984 he narrated the documentary The Complete Beatles. He is known in Star Trek circles as the man who killed Captain Kirk, appearing in the film Star Trek Generations, in which he played the mad scientist Dr. Tolian Soren, and several overzealous Star Trek fans even issued death threats for this. McDowell appeared in several computer games, most notably as Admiral Jeffrey Tolwyn in the Wing Commander series of computer games. His appearance in Wing Commander 3 marked the series' transition from 2D pre-rendered cutscenes to live-action cutscenes. His appearance in Wing Commander IV was during the final days of video game live-action cutscenes. In 1995 he co-starred with actress and artist Lori Petty in the science-fiction, action-comedy film Tank Girl. Here, he played the villain Dr. Kesley, the evil director of the global water and power company, whose main goal in the story was to control the planet's entire water supply on a future desert-like post-apocalyptic Earth. McDowell appeared in an episode of the animated series South Park, which provided a comedic retelling of the Charles Dickens novel Great Expectations. In the episode, McDowell played the real-life narrator of the story in live action, introducing himself simply as a British person in a parody of Masterpiece Theatre and its ex-host Alistair Cook. McDowell played himself in Robert Altman's The Player, in which he chastises protagonist Griffin Mill for bad-mouthing him behind his back. He worked with Altman once again for the company as Mr. A, the fictional director of the Joffrey Ballet of Chicago. His character was based on real-life director Gerald Arpino. McDowell had a brief but memorable role as the psychopathic gangster in the British crime film Gangster No. 1. In the film I'll Sleep When I'm Dead, he played a straight married man who rapes a young drug dealer to teach him a lesson. The film also starred Clive Owen as the victim's elder brother. In 2006, McDowell portrayed radio mogul Jonas Slaughter on Law. He portrayed the villainous Mr. Linderman on the first season of the NBC series Heroes, a role he reprised in the third season premiere. He starred in Jerry Was a Man, which appeared as an episode of Masters of Science Fiction on Sky. He portrayed Terrence McCormick on Entourage, and he made a special guest appearance as the icy fashion designer Julian Hodge in the Monk Season 4 episode Mr. Monk Goes to a Fashion Show. Never Apologizes, a 2007 documentary film of Malcolm McDowell's one-man show about his experiences working with film director Lindsay Anderson. McDowell appeared as Dr. Samuel Loomis in Rob Zombie's remakes of Halloween and Halloween 2. Although the films were not well received critically, they performed better at the box office, and McDowell was widely praised for his performances and for being perfectly cast. He also played Desmond La Rochette in Robert Whitlow's The List, an Irish patriarch Enda Doyle in Red Roses and Petrol. His next film is the Canadian vampire comedy rock and roll film Suck, with actor-director Rob Stefaniuk, and the upcoming Alex Wright film Two Wolves. In December 2009, he made an appearance in the music video Snuff by the heavy metal band Slipknot. He appears uncredited as the curator Lombardi in the film The Book of E. McDowell portrayed Satan in the Christian comedy thriller film Suing the Devil. In 2011, McDowell was also cast in the role of Stanton in Feld on the TNT original series Franklin. In 2012, McDowell appeared in Vamps and Silent Hill: Revelation, as well as in the Academy Award-winning film The Artist. On 16 March 2012, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, aptly outside the Pig and Whistle British pub on Hollywood Boulevard. His fellow British actor Gary Oldman was in attendance and paid tribute to McDowell for inspiring him to become an actor. In 2013, he appeared as the title character in the psychological thriller The Employer, for which he won Best Actor at the Los Angeles Movie Awards. In 2013, McDowell also ventured into the steampunk genre, starring in the short film Cowboys. He starred as King Henry II in the film Richard the Lionheart, with Gregory Chandler as the title character. In March 2015, Rob Zombie confirmed that McDowell will portray Father Murder in his upcoming film 31. Malcolm also stars as the Boogeyman in Fuzz on the Lens Productions comedy Abnormal Attraction, set to release in 2016. The film also stars Gilbert Gottfried, Bruce Division, Tyler Mane, and Leslie Easterbrick. As of 2014, he is also starring in Amazon Video's Mozart in the Jungle as former conductor Thomas Pembridge. Voice acting. McDowell was the featured narrator in the documentary The Complete Beatles, released in 1982. He has lent his voice to Lord Mellis in Happily Ever After, the Superman villain Metallo in Superman, the animated series Mad Mod on Teen Titans, Merlin in DC Showcase, Green Arrow Arcady Duval on Batman, the animated series, and as the voice of a Death Star commander on a Robot Chicken episode parodying Star Wars. He is also a regular on the second season of the Adult Swim cartoon Metalocalypse as Vader Orlog, and other characters. McDowell also voiced Dr. Calico in Disney's Bolt. McDowell also lent his voice to the henchman Rhesus 2 on the animated series Captain Simeon, with references to many movies including his own breakthrough role in A Clockwork Orange. In 2006-07 he contributed spoken word to 2 Pink Floyd tribute albums produced by Billy Sherwood, Back Against the Wall and Return to the Dark Side of the Moon. He has also provided voiceover work for Borgore on his album EWGOREORDER. In 2008, McDowell began a recurring role as Grandpa Fletcher on Phineas and Ferb. He also narrated the award-winning documentary Blue Gold, World Water Wars. McDowell reprised his role of Metallo in the video game Superman, Shadow of Apocalypse, and an episode of Justice League Unlimited. He also provided his voice for the character President John Henry Eden in the video game Fallout 3. Rupert Pelham in the game Web King Solomon in the Word of Promise audio Bible, and the CEO of Star Arms in Killzone 3 Johan Stahl. He also voiced Daedalus in God of War 3. He is the voice for the primary antagonist Malag Bal in the MMO The Elder Scrolls Online. He is also the voice of Dr. Monty in Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. McDowell portrays the role of Caiaphas in The Truth, a 22-hour celebrity-voiced fully dramatized audio New Testament which uses the RSVCE translation. McDowell is the host of Fangoria's Dreadtime Stories, a monthly series of radio dramas with a mystery, horror, science fiction and dark humor theme. Each month a new episode is available for download, and scripts as used by McDowell and the supporting actors are also available at the Fangoria website. Personal life. McDowell's first wife was actress and publicist Margot Bennett. His second wife was actress Mary Steenburgen, whom he met while filming Time After Time. They had 2 children together, Lily Amanda and Charles Malcolm. They divorced in 1990. His third wife is Kelly Kerr, 24 years his junior, with whom he has 3 sons, Beckett Taylor, Finian Anderson, and Seamus Hudson. He is the maternal uncle of actor Alexander Siddig. He and his nephew both appeared in the film Doomsday by director Neil Marshall. The McDowells currently live in Ojai, California. He became a grandfather in January 2012, when daughter Lily McDowell Walton gave birth to a girl, Clementine May. Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Would you like to know more?